Oh snap, Glaze is going live.
Listen, how you doing this evening? Thank you for joining me. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I'm the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs, and this is my ministry. No, I am not your typical minister, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the good, I'm going to talk about the bad, I'm going to talk about the ugly. I do this, like how do I use my life experiences, some of the things I've been through to get it as a teaching moment, a teachable moment, how to share my experience to get these kids to understand. They do not have to be that test dummy. Me and so many others have been that test dummy that they don't have to be it. They can learn from our mistake. Now, shout out to Odin, you know what I'm saying? Dr. O, you know what I'm saying? Up for Debate TV. Because basically right now, what he did was, you saw the question that he just asked me. It's like right now, I did a piece in regards to how, you know what I'm saying, Alpo, you know what I'm saying, right now is killed, you know, Rick Williams. That was part of my brother and D Nice crew. And basically right now is, like he said, look, what if Alpo would have shot and killed your brother? What would you have done? Wow. That's a heck of a question. What would I have done? Okay, sit back and think about it, folks. Like I say, during that period, April of 1989, I'm already in jail. I'm already incarcerated. Okay, being that I'm already incarcerated, what the heck can I really do? Despite, like I say, most of my guys were still out there during that period of time. And it all depends. It all depends. Like, you know, a lot of things I backed away from by that time. And still, but if it was my brother and the way and how I felt for my brother during that period of time, I'm not talking about what we're going through now. I'm talking about in that moment, what would I have done? And that's a tough question to answer, because a lot of times we like to say we know what we're going to do, but a lot of times we don't know what we're going to do until that time comes. So to me, I can say anything. I know back then my mindset, you know, I was a sick individual. I haven't became healed. I haven't, you know, changed. I still was that sick, demonic individual. So what would I have done? Would I have reached out to my crew out there? Listen, at all costs, you know what? Get him. Go after him. You know, at all costs, go after him. Like, you know, sit back. I don't care what it takes. I would have to utilize my voice, you know, enforce my will on these guys. Listen, no, it's not going down that way. You know, despite they didn't do nothing when Rake got killed, or despite they didn't do nothing when Supreme Bear Allah got killed, or despite they didn't do nothing with, you know, D Nice got shot and almost killed, despite they're known for not doing anything. But no, listen, that's my brother. That's my mother's son. So regardless, I don't care. Head's got to be rolled. Would it have happened? How many life would have been lost in between? Because sometimes people do not understand, man. In order when you're going after somebody, especially somebody like Alpo, you know what? You got to bring ASS to get ASS. Sometimes you can go out there to get somebody, but when you got individuals that just as dangerous as you are, guess what? Anybody can be had. So I'm not just sitting back, just talking just to be talking and saying, yeah, they could have did this, you know, Alpo and it would have been done. Nah, it could have been either way. It could be either way. Right now, like I say, you know, nobody exempt from death. Nobody exempt from being executed on the street. Nobody exempt from having a contract taken out on them. So it doesn't matter who you are. And just like I said right now is, despite I'm in jail and I got to make a move like that, you know what? If that was the case, I don't know. It could have went either way. Because once again, when you're not there, people do not move the same way. A lot of times people only move a certain way with an iron fist because you are right there to execute. You are right there in the line of fire. I'm saying, to do the thing that you need to do to take the revenge. But when you're not there, guess what, man? A lot of people back off. I've seen it, man. I've seen a lot of these guys that say what they will do, but nobody can tell you what they would do. Because once again, like I say right now is, it's not like Alpo, I'm saying, and his group was like an easy target. Otherwise, like, you look at it and you do your homework. They say Alpo had 14 murders. So you think right now is he wouldn't mind having a few more under his belt? It wouldn't have been that easy. And that's what I want people to understand. So, listen, man, my response to you is this. Like right now is, guess what? I wasn't there. And even though right now, if it would have been my brother laying on the street, April 6, 1989, like I said right now is, guess what? I think I would have lost my mind. I think, like I said right now is, I would try to enforce my will on the Eminem crew to get them to get him. But that don't mean they would have won. I'm not saying they would have won. I'm not saying they would have lost. I don't know. And right now, and that's a powerful question, man, because once again, like I said right now was, what if? A lot of things would have been different. I mean, this guy wouldn't be beefing on the internet now, 100 years later. Hey, listen, man, but that just show you, man, a lot of life was wasted for the street over some nonsense because we felt we had something to prove. You sit back and you look at the Audemars Avery case just happened when you got 3 white men just got convicted for killing him. But the difference right now is they got life. But imagine if it was 3 black men that killed a white man, what would have happened? Would they got life imprisonment or would they got the death penalty? And that's the sad part about it too, folks. Look at it. We all big and bad. We can all went out there and kill each other because we look like one another. But we didn't went after the Proud Boys. We didn't went after the KKK. But yet and still we bad. You know what? To me, that's some fake gangsterism stuff. That's some backward stuff. And that's how we was living back then. And that's why we got to stop that, man. Like, listen, shout out to Dr. O. Hey, hell of a question, man. That's the best response I can be. But the better response is, we can't allow these kids to get caught up in that street stuff in the first place. We got to stop them in their track, let them know crime doesn't pay. The same way Alpo, Brian Glaze Gibbs and everybody else was out there. Nah, we shouldn't be out there in the first place. We should have had 9 to 5 working, being productive citizen, man. Showing that we can be gangster by having a job, by punching the clock, by being a good father, being a good husband, being a good provider. That's what life is all about. Listen, folks, hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hey, subscribe. Get your signed copy of the Beyond Lucky book, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story. I'm saying a true story of crack, money, murder, and redemption. Listen by emailing me, Brian, BRIAN, Gibbs, GIBBS, 1201 at yahoo.com. If I can change, anybody can change. Good change come from within. Hit that Patreon page, y'all. Peace, love, and prosperity. One love.
Thank you so much, Brian Gibbs. I love this book so much. I mean, I was a fan of your YouTube channel, but now I'm like a real up close and personal fan. I really love what you have going on here. And not only that, but I too was once lost and now I'm found. So thank you, Brian, for this autographed copy. I appreciate you.
What that says is you have a solid foundation and a paradigm of something that is genuine and authentic that you didn't buy. You can buy anything. And when you get people to come in organically through a relationship and passion and energy on a common cause, it's much more different than going to buy something with money. You're getting a plethora of doctor knowledge, clinical studies, research, education, opinions that we put our doctor staff on there to lead the way through naturopathic, holistic, not taking away anything from traditional medicine, but you have the opportunity to really participate and evolve people in a way on a global standard, cutting costs and still giving them education and awareness from a very genuine and authentic perspective.